When a new technology is developed, it often has the capacity for both good and bad applications. The Orion nuclear pulse propulsion concept is a prime example. Using a series of nuclear bombs to push a vehicle through space at incredible speeds, it promised to open the solar system up to humanity. Massive ships of people and cargo traveling to and from the outer solar system in less time than current trips to Mars. The concept was also applied to theoretical interstellar travel, sending a massive ship to Alpha Centauri in under 50 years. This technology would be a fundamental shift in our species and our relation to the solar system. However, Orion did grow out of military research and military funding. As a result, it's most well known for its less hopeful applications. The Gigaton bomb described in my last video was one such concept. A single bomb with such immense power, most of its energy would actually be lost to space, the aftermath causing widespread destruction and climactic consequences. The Gigaton bomb, fortunately, didn't go anywhere. It was just an idea, a very scary and impractical idea. Orion's other military application went a bit further, was more destructive, and, disturbingly enough, more practical. You see, in the early 1960s, the United States Air Force wanted a new toy. Something they would operate under what they called the Deep Space Bombardment Force. Introducing the Orion Nuclear Space Battleship. A 10-story tall mobile doomsday platform capable of turning major cities into glass and rendering the planet's surface largely uninhabitable for humans. The battleship would have used an Orion drive to get into orbit and propel itself to wherever it needed to be. The ship would also have been armed to the teeth. 5-inch naval cannon turrets, 6 hypersonic landing craft, several hundred Kasaba howitzer-shaped nuclear charges, and 500 20-megaton thermonuclear warheads. The turrets would be used for offense and defense against space-based threats such as satellites, stations, and potential enemy battleships. The Kasaba howitzers were shaped nuclear charges that would direct the energy of a nuclear blast into a plasma beam that would annihilate basically everything in their path. Think of them as single-use directed energy weapons that could vaporize enemy space hardware. The 500 20-megaton warheads would be ready to go at a moment's notice, deploying out of rows of silos around the ship to devastate the targets below. Keep in mind, the most powerful US nuclear weapons test was only 15 megatons. Unlike the Gigaton bomb, that, although causing major problems, by itself could not have destroyed humanity, a single Orion battleship very easily could. And they wanted to build more than one of these. In all likelihood, they would stay close to Earth, as that's the most strategic and useful location to be. Some might be deployed to higher orbits, or even out to the moon, outside the range of enemy countermeasures. If war were to break out, the Orions would simply return to Earth orbit and unload their warheads onto the Soviet Union. In case of direct nuclear attack, the Orions would use their pusher plates as shields. The fleets would have been divided up into groups, with dozens of Orions in total of differing designs. The battleship was the most scary, but not the only one the USAF considered. Smaller Orions that can carry people to the Moon, Mars, Callisto, Saturn, and beyond were drawn up. At this point, I want to remind you, this is not science fiction. These things are completely within current technology to build. They were within the technology of 1960s to build. The overwhelming performance and power makes it feel like there needs to be a caveat to this design, something that makes it out of reach. No. They are 100% possible, and we could build one tomorrow if we had to. Not a lot of people fully realize how close we came to them being a reality. The United States Strategic Air Command was very close to building a real space fleet capable of destroying planets and settling distant worlds. With the larger Orion's performance, it could be said that with pure sincerity, in the 1960s, we almost started building interstellar-capable spacecraft. Ultimately, this did not happen. Many factors were in play: nuclear space treaties, financial opinions in the government, and Kennedy's administration. It's been said when Kennedy was shown a model of the Orion battleship, it scared him, allegedly causing him to say, "The world doesn't need this right now." Personally, I have to agree with him. The world did not need the level of extinction potential in orbit at that time. However, take away the Navy guns, the Kasaba howitzers, and warhead payloads, and you still have a gateway to the solar system, a roadmap to the stars, and the beginning of a sprawling, multi-planet human civilization pushing out into the endless void. To every man is given the key to the gates of heaven. The same key opens the gates of hell. Orion is a key to hell, a technology born of death and developed for death. But when used just a little bit differently, it can also open up to us the heavens themselves.